Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I'm Umi Kalsum. I'm from PBI Class B. Here is my psycholinguistic assignment, Task 2. The question 1 is language in linguistic perspective. In my opinion, language is one of the ways that humans do for communication, send information or what they feel. Also, knowledge of language components such as phonology, sound systems, morphology, word structure, syntax, sentence structure, semantic meaning, and pragmatic context of use forms the foundation of our ability to communicate. These are the key elements studied in structural linguistics. This linguistic knowledge allows us to produce meaningful speech and understand the message we hear from others. Question 2 is language in psycholinguistic perspective. Psycholinguistic has one component that linguistic doesn't have. That is exactly human mind. In psycholinguistic, cognitive process play a major role in our ability to use language. This process starts with conceptualization, forming the idea of what we want to say, followed by formulation, choosing the right words or grammar, and finally articulation, speaking or verbally expressing the message. All these steps happen in our minds, showing how complex and structured the brain's processing of language really is. Carol Peavy also explained this through tacit knowledge and explicit knowledge. Tacit knowledge refers to the action we perform when using language, which we can only do if we have access to linguistic resources. Then explicit knowledge, on the other hand, is the understanding of the process or mechanism involved in performing these language actions. Then what components build a language ability? They are performance, language knowledge, speech organs, intention, mood, and memory. And the question 3 is psycholinguistics perspective in terms of language productions. Language production is a complex cognitive process through which individuals generate language in the form of speech and expressions. This process consists of 3 main stages. The first one is conceptualizations. This stage involves formulating the intentions or idea to be communicated. And then formulation. In this stage, the process of lexical selection and grammatical structuring occurs, allowing the speaker to decide how best to express intended meaning. Then, articulation. This final stage involves converting the linguistic plan into concrete speech using the motor system. Then, language perceptions. Language perception involves a cognitive process aimed at understanding linguistic input, primarily through hearing. Then, language acquisitions is the process by which individuals learn and internalize a linguistic system, including the ability to speak, listen, read, and write. Chomsky, 1965, through his language acquisition device or LED theory, posits that humans are born with an innate ability to acquire language, where our cognitive system is designed to grasp the grammatical rules underlying any language. Then the question 4 is explain the differences between differences and the sameness of 3 language use in details. Okay, language productions, language perceptions, and language acquisitions are distinct yet interconnected processes in human language use. Production involves actively generating language. Perceptions entails understanding incoming language, and acquisitions is the lifelong process of learning language. All 3 share similarities and their reliances on cognitive function and linguistic knowledge, but they differ in how they approach the use and understanding of language. production is output-based, perception is input-based, and acquisition is foundational to both. Thank you. That's all from me. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.